Man, I am 30 years old today. That is crazy. I'm an old man now. Time to retire. Peace out. It's been real. I'm just messing with you guys. I'm riding this puppy till the wheels fall off. I've been doing YouTube since 2018, so roughly 6.5, 7 years. Never in a million years did I think that this is what I would be doing when I was 30. I graduated with an engineering degree from college, and I was just going to be an electrical engineer or mechanical engineer. I was going to be a draftsman. That's like anything in that realm. That's what I studied. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I thought I was going to do out of college. I did it for 3 months, and I hated it. It was awful. It was so boring. I was like, man, if this is what my life is going to be, I'm not having fun. So thankfully, you lovely SOBs came into my life and things just popped off right at the right moment. And I'm still doing it to this day, somehow. 7 years is a long time to be on the internet and still have some moderate success. So I'm forever indebted and very grateful to you guys. And so for today, for my 30th birthday, I decided I just wanted to do a nice little Q&A. I really like connecting with you guys with those Q&As and opening up and being a little bit more personal to you. I do get asked a lot of the same questions sometimes, but I know everybody doesn't see every Q&A I post. They don't see every video that I do. And so I like to give you just a nice little peek inside of my life. So yeah, just sit here with my 30th and enjoy some time with your boy. You can always become a channel member. It's like right there. I think that button. It's somewhere right there. It says join next to my name. It's $5 a month. You get early access to the Papa Do podcast. Your comments go to the top of my videos, but you don't have to do all that crap. And I'm starting this off with a question that is going to like double up this video. It's not technically a sponsor because I've already done a sponsor video for them for this month, but I'm trying to get some browning points so they sponsor me again because that is how I make it on YouTube. But this person says, do you actually play Raid? I downloaded it, but wasn't for sure if you just did it for the bag. Yes, I 1,000,000% actually play the game. My wife Leah can tell you how much that I've played the game over the years, and many times where we're laying in bed at night and I'm playing the game and ignoring her. I don't just do it for the money. I've said this a lot in other videos. There's a ton of sponsors that I turn down for great money of stuff that I don't believe in, like cryptocurrencies or NFTs. Those are things that I will never do. Anything like weed related. I have like a hard line of stuff that I just won't do. I won't do gambling sponsors. I caught some flack a couple weeks ago because I did a slot sponsor, but it was a free sponsor. You didn't have to pay money for it. There is a line. I'm telling you, there's a line that I will draw. Dating apps, I don't do those, and I get them all the time. So when you guys see a sponsor that I'm putting out there, I'm not asking you to spend any money on it unless it's a product that I actually use or it's a game that I think you will enjoy that I enjoy. Like this one. So again, it's not technically sponsored. I got some gameplay playing right there. I will leave a link where you guys can download the game to help support me, but it's strictly to show them like, yeah, this guy actually does care about this game and his fans actually do support him and are trying the game out. So if I had one wish for my birthday, download it. But all right, the real AWGM says, how do you deal with the success not getting to you? Plain and simple, I'm literally the most normal human being ever. If you saw me out in Walmart, you would not know that I had 1 million subscribers or this, that, and the third. I mean, I still buy my clothes at Walmart. I don't do anything luxurious. I don't try to like flex on people. I'm still awkward. I'm still like borderline shy in person. It's hard for me to make conversation sometimes. I'm telling you, I'm like the most normal person ever. I also know that any of this could disappear with the click of a button. The algorithm could change once again and I fall off even further. UMG could turn around and say, hey, you know what? All these reactions you've ever done over the years that you should have made money off of, we're actually going to copyright strike all of them, and then my channel's gone forever. So yeah, it could all go away in the click of a button, and I've known that since day one. And it's just karma. If you try to big up people and pretend that you're better than them, what kind of bullshit person is that? James Room says, what's the biggest lesson you've learned in your relationship with your wife? Never go to sleep mad. That's one of the advices that my dad gave to me at my wedding. He was actually the officiant at my wedding, but that is the best advice that I can give to anybody. Never go to sleep angry at your partner. Resolve the conflict before you go to sleep. Nothing is ever too big to sleep on it and not resolve it. My man Civil Leaks, his name is D Archer on Instagram. He's a great guy. Says, what are my top fast food places? This is like asking me the top 5 rappers. I mean, it changes on day to day. I think Shake Shack is my number one. Anytime there's a Shake Shack in a town that I'm close by, I got to swing in there. Whataburger's also in there for me. Hard to not mention Chick-fil-A with the nice little chicken pizzazz thrown in there in the middle of it all. That also might be because I don't have any of those 3 in my hometown, so it's kind of like a luxury whenever I get to eat those. McDonald's is an OG. You can't leave that out of the top 5. It's like saying Eminem's not a top 5 rapper. Too many hits, too many classics. And then I guess at number 5, I know a lot of people are going to want me to say Taco Bell, but like I'm not a big Taco Bell kind of guy. I love tacos, but I prefer to get them from like a Mexican restaurant. Honestly, I'm a big Sonic guy. I used to be. I don't eat it a whole lot anymore because it upset my belly a lot. Those cheese tots and like the smasher burgers and stuff, they got a lot of unique things over there. Honorable mention number 6 is Long John Silver. D Davenport says, ever thought about doing a collab album with Vin Jay? You two are 2 of my favorite rappers. We talked about it a bunch over the years. We're just both so busy now, man. He's about to have a baby. He got married. I got married. And I think we both kind of got burned by a lot of the stuff that happened in the scene and really got burned out by a lot of the stuff. But he was at my wedding and he's always going to be one of my best friends that I've ever made on YouTube. Would 100% be down one day, but I just think neither one of us have that like fiery, we got to make an album thing to put out there. We're both just kind of like, we want to make music when we feel like making music. Maxed Out Got Music says, best burger in Kentucky. There's a little place called Dovey's in Tompkinsville, Kentucky, and they like kind of slowly deep fry the burger. Oh my God. If you ever go, it is a small town. It's cash only. Actually, I think they might have cards now, but they serve sodas in like the glass bottles. You get a little bag of chips and these little burgers. Don't get it squeezed. You can get it squeezed or unsqueezed. Unsqueezed means they just trap all that grease in there and it literally just melts in your mouth. My wife hates them because they're so greasy, but that's why I love them so much. Bobby Litwick asked me a concert in Chicago area, please. I've done, I think 4 shows in Chicago now, maybe 3. I've been there with Futuristic and I've been there with Mac Lethal. Maybe it's just been 2. I've done a couple shows in Chicago. It's always a fun time. I never know if I'm ever going to perform again. The last show that I did was a hometown show and it was just really fitting, a good way for me to kind of go out. My whole family was there, my wife's family was there, and it was just a really nice, memorable time. And I don't know, it just felt like my last show that I would ever do for some reason. But never say never. I could have a revitalization and wind up on tour again. Evan Chandler says, will your next album be a specific genre or will it be a mix of different ones again? It'll be whatever I decide to do. I haven't started working on another album really. I've got some songs made that are the direction that I kind of want to go in without swearing and being more meaningful songs. But yeah, it's always going to be rap. I'm not going to be one of these guys that like switch up and go country or go rock or anything like that. I'll try some of those songs, but rapping is just how I get my emotions out. I Have Dreams in My Head says, what's the best song you think you've made? I'm Not Okay is always going to be my favorite song, but I think the most re-listenable song and like the overall best song that I've made is If My Heart Had Wings. Is E. Schmitty asked for vinyls. Vinyls are incredibly expensive to make, like $100 to make. And so I would have to sell them for like $120 just to cover shipping and the actual cost and make like $3 on the vinyl. I've only ever made 3 vinyls of any of my albums and I made them to keep them as like keepsakes on my wall, like actual vinyls with the songs on them. So that answer will probably be no. My man Sparkle says, I love you. I love you, man. He's been an OG reactor that checked out a lot of my music. He's always been a great supporter for me. Shout out my boy. Von Scott Roberts says, will you ever do a song with just DizzyEight? I sent him a song for my last album and he's a busy guy. Get on it. The song just has the hook and it's a really nice beat. But yeah, we'll end up doing one together, I feel like. Zombie MVP for Life says, what are you and your wife's goals to do this year together? We are going to Epic Universal's brand new theme park that opens in May. We have tickets for like 5 nights, 4 nights, something like that when they first open. And we've been watching the building of this theme park for years. Literally years. That's one of our traditions. Whenever a new video comes out about this theme park, we sit and we'll eat breakfast together. Or we'll eat dinner together and watch this video. And so we've seen it come to life and we're super excited for it. That is like our only goal. Daza58 says, if you could collaborate with anyone, who would it be? What would be the song name, the structure, theme, and video? That's a lot. I think everybody knows by now Tech9 is like my number one guy that I want to work with so bad. It would be 100% a horrorcore themed, like a haunted house music video. I would want to do something like that. Because he and I both, I mean, you can look at my setup. I have like an entire wall of nothing but scary figures and masks and horror villains. And he's got a very similar setup too at his house. So we would definitely do like a slasher film, haunted house film, something like that. I had a song that I sent to him years ago called Monster, had Atlas on the hook. And I still would love for that to be the one because it's just got that vibe to it. Would like a little bit of fast rap, a little bit of singing. Tech has some cool melodies that he does. That is just the vision. That is the perfect vision for me and Tech. Taylorsville Terror asked me, would you like to go to Taylorsville Terror? A haunted house? Hell yeah! That's one of my favorite things to do. That's what my wife and I do every single September and October. We try to hit up a haunted house every single weekend. We go to Universal every October for Halloween Horror Nights. I've been wanting to build my own haunted house. So yes, I would definitely come there. I will partner up with you and build stuff and give you creative ideas. I got so much going on in my noggin up here. Frost Harshey says, what made you want to stop cursing in your music and switch it to the clean side of stuff? Several reasons. A big one is a religious reason. I'm trying to get a little bit closer in my faith, and I feel like swearing definitely strays me away from that. But 2, I'm not like super comfortable showing people my music when there's like, oh, you make music. Well, what song can I listen to? And I sit there and think, it's like, ah, man, I swear a lot. I've also got a younger fan in my family whose name is Triton, who listens to a lot of my music, and he kind of looks up to some of the stuff that I do, and I don't want him hearing me swear and like say all this vulgar stuff. I'm also getting older. I'm 30. I need to clean up my language. Lil Bing Bong says, how did you stay committed to your dream during heavy criticism and negativity? Well, newsflash, I still get it every single day, and it affects me to no end. It's impossible to ignore, but I try my best to ignore it, but it's always going to happen. You're never going to get away from it, and it's all really about just having a stronger mind state, having a good core group of people around you that are supportive. So my family, my wife, my friends have always been super supportive of my music and my YouTube stuff, so that's 100% helped me. But in the end, it's all up to you to have a strong head. But also, the internet is not a real place. None of those people would ever say any of that stuff to you in person. I've yet to have it happen, and I've met thousands of people, so just remember that too. AJC_4 says, will the sports channel ever make a comeback? It will not. I got denied monetization for that, and that really pissed me off because those videos took a long time to make, a long time to edit, and right when I hit the threshold, or I was like a couple watch hours away from the threshold, they reset the year, and I had to go all the way back down to 0, and I lost the monetization. I was so pissed. So no, the sports channel itself won't make a comeback, but but I did just post a video on my second channel yesterday saying I'm going to start just making whatever kinds of videos I want over there, and some of those will be sports videos. I'm gonna do some sports videos on this too when I do vlogs and I go play disc golf, or if I go play softball, stuff like that, I'll do that. Sean Rusby says, are you bringing back life vlogs? I plan to do that. Not sure when. They'll just kind of happen. I'm not gonna be like on a weekly schedule basis with them, but they will happen. Kid Flash says, how much music do you think you will actually put out this year? I would like to do one song a month, maybe one song every 2 weeks. But again, I'm not just gonna put out stuff because I want to feel it and I want it to be special. So I'm not gonna force anything, but I definitely feel like some music will happen for sure on a somewhat regular basis. Bing says, who is your favorite horror icon? Mine is Art. Mine is Michael Myers. Always will be Michael Myers. John Carpenter is actually from Bowling Green, Kentucky, which is around the area that I am from. So a lot of the names that you see inside of the film are references to the town here. Some of the outside hospital filming locations were here. So that's a big reason why, but also he's just a total badass. Hence why I have every single Michael Myers mask from all 12 movies. Maureen Winnickes? Man, I'm sorry, I'm butchering some of these names. How long does it take you to write all the lyrics for a song, and is it hard finding subjects to write about? It, again, just depends on your headspace and where you're at. Sometimes songs happen literally in 30 minutes. I think I'm Not Okay, I wrote that in a 30-minute one-time sit-down session, just venting out. But then sometimes there's songs that I hold on to for years before I put them out because I'm just waiting to find the perfect collection of words, the perfect rhythm, perfect melodies, and I overthink a lot of them. But like Pour Another Drink from my last album, I've had that song pretty much done since 2021. That's how long I've been holding on to it, trying to find the right way to put it in somewhere. We'll do a couple more of these. I will say I'm getting a lot of questions about why am I not friends with insert person here, and it's about a couple different people. Just know that like I don't entertain beef anymore. I think it's childish. I think it's stupid. So if I'm not friends with anyone anymore, there's obviously a reason, and it's personal, and I'm just not going to talk about it. There's no reason for it. I'm not trying to make you guys like not be fans of somebody or not be friends with somebody anymore because I don't like them. That I also think is super childish. I've got my own reasons for stuff, and that's just the bottom line. There's things that happen that you guys don't really know about that really don't need to know about, but that's pretty much just the end of it. I have no hatred for really anybody. I'm just indifferent towards a lot of people now. My man Code Red, Ben, says, when do you think you peaked as a rapper? I saw him at Malone's last night. That was the craziest thing. As far as like peaking, I don't think that I peaked as a rapper. I think my music and like my rap skills are better than they've ever been, but like popularity wise, I mean, I think I peaked in like early 2020, right before I hit 1 million subscribers. It's like as soon as I hit 1 million, it just like plateaued and dropped off. It was the craziest thing. The Poppin' Challenge, Poppin' Cypher, that like 3-month span right there was like peak. Blaze says, what is the craziest fan interaction you've ever had? Man, I thought I was gonna have to fight a guy in the Colorado airport. I forget when this was or why I was at Colorado. I think I was out there maybe with Joey and Atlas and we were filming stuff for our album, but I was just walking through the Colorado airport in Denver, and I'm not like super paranoid, but I'm definitely hyper aware of my surroundings. I kind of got that instilled from my dad. Like if I go to a restaurant, I have to sit with my face facing the front door in case anything happens. But I'm walking through, I've got my headphones in and I'm listening to music, and I'm just kind of looking around at everybody trying to get to my terminal, and I can see this guy from probably like 300 feet away. He's walking a certain way, he stops what he's doing, and he's like making a beeline towards me. He's walking across different lanes of people in my direction. And so I've got my eye on him and I'm just walking. I was like, this is kind of weird. And this dude's just got like the most stoic face ever. And so I intentionally went down a path that I wasn't going to go down. And then I see this guy turn the corner and he's coming right towards me. He's like 50 feet away. And so I drop my bags and I like back up and I got my hands right here. Like, okay, if it's going to happen, I'm going to have to fucking protect myself in the middle of this airport. And then the guy comes up to me. He's like, bro, you're Crypt. I knew you were Crypt. And like gave me a big hug and it was awesome. But just the way this guy was beelining towards me, I was like, I am going to have to fight for my life in this airport. Whether I get my ass kicked or not, I'm fighting. You're not going to want to fight me again. I think this was like right after, was it NBA Youngboy or somebody got jumped at an airport. So obviously I had that in the back of my mind. My man Jonathan on Twitter says, what is your favorite song pre Tales from the Crypt? Cannot count anything that ended up on a CD? Man, I don't even know if I can think of a song. I made a song that nobody has ever heard that's called Snare. I lost it on an old laptop, but it was an idea that I had. I went out and bought a snare drum and I bought like a little buckle and I learned how to play the drums a little bit better. And I made the beat myself with this snare drum. And I was just trying to rap as fast as I could, and every single syllable was a snare hit. And the idea that I had for the video was me playing the drums and rapping at the same time, and you could hear every single syllable and every single snare hit happen at the same time. And it's supposed to be this big wow effect. But yeah, I ended up losing that on a hard drive. So that was probably my favorite song that even Jonathan, my man, has my name tattooed on his leg. You've never even heard that one. Your big boy Joey on Twitter says, you said in your last video you may not be doing much in the way of music this year. Does it also entail you potentially taking yourself unavailable for features like on Indie Amplify? Oh wow. Indie Amplify hasn't been like a feature website in probably 2 years. So you're a little behind on that. I think Futuristic is kind of doing it for just his own brand. By the way, I love Futuristic. He's an OG. One of my favorite guys ever. But yeah, I mean, I got burned a lot on some of the features that I did. People holding on to stuff and then re-releasing it 5 years later, or re-releasing releasing features that I did without telling me, taking my feature and putting it on a different beat, putting me on songs with people that I didn't want to be on. Just stuff that like I did not want to happen with my music. Would have been okay if like it was asked for permission and I could like at least have a warning. But a lot of the stuff that I did back in like 2018, 2019, and then people re-releasing that in 2023, 2024, it's like I'm a completely different artist now. I rap way better. I sing way better. Everything's just overall better. And so now like I really only do features with people that I've known for a long time and that I trust, or if the artist is just incredible and I can't help but not want to make a song with. Breeze on Twitter says, what's one artist that has genuinely helped you get through hard times? Not your favorite unless they are that artist. I'll tell you the one artist that got me through like a really rough time back in 2017 when I thought my world was over was Hopsin. Just hearing him rap and just the overall fun vibes that he had, it really distracted me from a lot of things. I modeled some of my like really rough breakup songs after some of his models. I miss him. I really wish he was still posting a lot of stuff. I think he deleted all of his social media, but Hopsin 100% got me through a lot of really dark times. And now it's definitely NF. I don't have a whole lot of dark times anymore. I just kind of have somber moments, but NF is somebody that I turn to when I look for those moments to go away. Jaybird says, I got a few. What is the hardest thing about doing a music collaboration? Favorite NFL team? And if you could get 3 features on one song, who would they be? Hardest thing about doing a collab is getting everybody on the same timeline and on the same page and getting files sent back and forth. Everybody's got so much stuff going on, and I'm 100% guilty of this. I mean, even with Vin Jay, it took me like months to get him a verse back because I would just get so distracted with life. And he's one of my favorite guys ever. I would literally take a bullet for that guy. But getting him back a feature in a week, you can forget about it. Favorite NFL team is the Titans. They are ass this year, but I'm always going to be a Titans fan. And if you could get 3 features on one song, who would they be? That would be Tech9, Hopsin, and NF. Colin on Twitter asked me, would you ever do any more K-pop reactions? There's a ton of songs for you to review. All the K-pop stuff is getting blocked on my channel now. I've listened to a few of them in live streams that people are asking for, and they take my live streams down whenever I check them out. I don't know what's happened over the years. I really liked Blackpink a lot. I liked Lisa from Blackpink. Maybe I'll try to dip into it now that I'm trying to upload a video every single day, but I know there for a while they were all getting blocked. Same with a lot of like UK artists. Those were just getting blocked. Tom says, would you ever fight on Misfits? I wanted to fight Randolph for the longest time, but I'm over all that stuff now. I'm 30. I'm getting old. I can't box anymore. I would like to go back and box some more though. My boy Dalton, if you're watching this, I might be coming back to the gym sometime soon. Dresden Cade on Twitter says, what is some good advice for an up-and-coming artist trying to get his feet off the ground? And what is the best to release first, a single, EP, album, or mixtape? If you're an artist trying to get yourself off the ground, do not release albums, don't release EPs. Mixtapes, maybe, but no. Singles is the way to go. Singles is the way to build up your platform and be very consistent with it. There's a Spotify algorithm that if you upload every 2 weeks, you get pushed more into some release radars. When you upload your song to these streaming services, make sure you give the streaming service at least 4 weeks to process your song and get them out to all the services. So like if I made a song tonight and I wanted it to come out next Friday, I'd have not the best chance of it getting released in every single store out there. But if I made a song tonight and I wanted it to come out in March, then I would have plenty of time to get it all processed. Noah asked me, what are my favorite non-rap artists right now? Blackstone Cherry is a rock band that's kind of from my area. It's my favorite band of all time. I love those guys. I just listened to a guy named Aaron Jones on my live stream the other day who is fire. Kind of gives you like a Lenny Kravitz vibe. Yeah, I'm a metalhead. I'm a metal guy. I'm a rock guy at heart. That's what I started to do on YouTube. Actually, if you go back and look, it was Call of Duty, and there for a little bit, it was my homemade garage band with me and my brother doing guitar covers and just dumb stuff. But yeah, those two are phenomenal. I like some of the older Slipknot stuff, but Blackstone Cherry, all around, they have never put out an album that I didn't just absolutely love. But all right, I think that's enough. There's no telling how long this video is going to be. I'm recording for an hour. Love you guys. Thank you for sticking around. Again, appreciate any birthday wishes. Download Raid, become a channel member, any of that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you guys.